Right, hi everyone. I just thought I'd do a quick video and show you what's happening. We just had a fairly cold night where we got down to 3.3 degrees, and just want to show you how well the plants have gone or not gone, as the case may be. So the main one I'm concerned about, and I've just made this little addition down the bottom here, is this Rollinia. So we got some wind a little while back and that blew a few of the leaves off. And if you notice, I think we're starting to get a little bit of cold damage here. You can see that, that's clearly some dead wood there. There's another bit which I cut off not long ago here. This bit actually came out to there, and lost that a few days back. Right now we're at 8 degrees, but as I said, 3.3 degrees overnight, and I've just gave it a good water and mounded up these bricks around it. I'm hoping they'll pick up some heat during the day, and hopefully we'll keep it a little bit warmer at night. The other thing I did notice was when I gave it a good water the other night, the temperature was actually about 1 degree higher than another location in my garden. So and usually it's the other way around, so it was that was a pleasant surprise, another trick that I might try. Otherwise it's still got these flowers hanging on here. I don't think these are going to come to anything too young anyway, to be honest, for this little tree. The rest of the growth still seems to be okay so far. It's still got new growth on the tips, which is good. This is its first year in the ground. I did have it in its first year last year in the greenhouse. So interestingly though, and maybe it's just because it's protected by the eaves of the shed, these seedling ones, which I grew myself from seed, the other one was a Daly's purchase, but these ones have been seedling grown by me. So the leaves are certainly getting affected, but there's no dead wood. It hasn't lost anywhere near as many leaves as what the other one has either. So same with this one over here, another seedling grown one of mine. Again, no real issues apart from the leaves copying it a little bit. Anyway, I think they lose their leaves during winter anyway down here before coming back in spring. Aside from that, the rest of these tropicals, black sapote, even the Panama berry, and I was a bit worried about the Panama berry. We've got some, a couple of leaves yellowing and dying off here, but something happened here. I don't know what attacked it there, but still lots of new growth. No signs of dead wood yet. And overall, I think the tree's in pretty good shape. It is one I'm going to watch though. I've heard, a lot of reports that they do get affected quite heavily by the cold. It might be one that moves in the greenhouse soon. Here I've got my little jackfruit seedling, still a bit of a trooper. It's definitely getting affected, but also shooting new growth as well. So I actually thought I would be in serious trouble with this one by now, to be honest. It's a bit of an experiment, but we'll see how that one goes. Now I'll take you into the greenhouse. It's just a small one. Only got a few plants in there, and there's my chacha before we go in. The chacha still doing well, lots of new growth on it as well. Really hoping I'll get some fruit this year. We'll see. If you remember from my other video, I had some trouble transplanting this one and lost a lot of leaves, particularly up the top here. And even now it still occasionally has a little bit of dead wood up the top. But it was really touch and go for a little while there last year, but doing all right now. Now I just have this little greenhouse here. It gets the sun goes over like that. I've got this big orange tree in my neighbour's place that blocks a bit of it. but it cops a bit of the sun, which is enough to warm it up. And the main thing is it gives that stable temperature. You know, particularly at night, with the humidity as well inside, you know, we don't get those really sharp drops in temperature. The worst I've seen is about 5°C. I'll just go in here. I've only got a few things in here now. There'll be more moving in as we get into winter proper. This is a little solution I use as well, just an old fish tank heater in a pot of water, and that just helps, I think, add a little bit more warmth to the greenhouse. And again, a bottle of some water here just to add to the humidity as well. Alright, so I've got the miracle berry in here. Miracle berry's doing alright. It's not, you know, it's not shooting new growth in here, but it's also, you know, pleasantly obviously not dying. It's you know, trooping along. One of my soursops back here. This is a seed grown soursop. It's doing alright. It really hasn't grown much. Like I get the feeling these guys are quite tropical. That it doesn't grow a great deal in the weather down here in Sydney. You know, where this one here, if you remember the seedling Rollinias I showed you, this was planted about the same time as those and hasn't grown much at all. This is one of my jaboticabas. I just moved into the greenhouse because I noticed, you know, a little bit of, I don't know if you can see that. Not really. You can sort of see in the end there's a bit of damage happening already to some of the leaves. There you go. Yeah, so I just thought I'd move this guy in. There is some new growth that's coming. There we go. And this variety is the Photranthra costata. Apparently it's good for pots and fruits pretty quickly. I've got a little cashew tree down here. It seems to like it in here quite a lot. It's been shooting new growth and doing quite well. Just here I've got my ubu. The ubu isn't doing too badly. It's shooting new growth. But you can see definitely some cold damage on some of those leaves. Nothing too extensive just yet. This damage happened before I put it in the greenhouse, but some of this damage happened even after the greenhouse. Some of these leaves up here, so it's definitely one I'm going to have to watch. Hopefully it pulls through okay, and really with this guy the aim is just to get it a bit bigger. My wife had this fruit years ago in Port Douglas and raved on about how good it is. That was the first time we went up, and I missed the tropical fruit tasting that time, and I never had the opportunity to try ubu ever again. So I thought, bugger it, I know they're not really suited to the Sydney climate, but I'll give it a go and see if I can get it big enough, even if I need to bring it inside and just keep it as a potted tree. I just want to be able to try that fruit. A little curry tree down here. It really hasn't done a great deal, to be honest. I got this in a swap. You know, we'll see how this one goes. It's kind of funny, I gave my dad one and his one shot off when my one has just stayed the same. A couple more down here, and this is another soursop. Things I've noticed with the soursop is that they do get hit by the humidity and the moisture. I mean, they like it, but it also seems to contribute to this sort of mottling on the leaves. This guy here is a Patangatuba, little Patangatuba seedling. It's doing alright again. It started to show some signs maybe of just not liking the cold too much, so I brought it in. I'm really looking forward to trying the fruit on this one. They're supposed to be quite good in pots and fruit quite early. This is just a little lychee. I've got a few more lychee seedlings in, I think I showed you in the other video, but this one was just struggling more than the others, so I brought it in. Alright, so that's probably it for today as I get out of the little greenhouse. Yeah, there's some of my other plants all chuffing along alright. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you another time.